Okay, so today we learn about the concept of decimal place. Okay, let's learn the concept of rounding off numbers. Okay, so there are two concepts here. Number one, decimal places, decimal place. And the other concept is significant figures. Have you learned significant figure? Have you heard of significant figure?
No.
Significant. It's okay. If you have not learned, then I am going to teach you here. Okay. So let's talk about decimal place. Okay. The important thing is you need to be able to identify the decimal place. So let me give you 0.3485. Okay? So in this example, you need to be able to identify where is the decimal point. It's here, right?
Yeah.
This is the decimal point. Okay? Then after that, then you should be able to see that the left hand side, this is the 1. Okay? And then of course, let's say you have, okay, let's say I give you 10.3485 instead. Okay? So first identify your decimal point, which is here, right? Very clear. And then you start to go to the left hand side. If this is your 1, and then therefore this is your, very good. And then subsequently, if you have anything. Next, I have already, hold on, so I have already gone to the extreme already. Okay, so now I go to the right hand side from the decimal place. Okay, so if this is the decimal place, this is the decimal point place, this is your first decimal place, and then here will be your second decimal place, and of course this will be your third, and then this will be your fourth. Okay, okay. So let me give you one more example on decimal place. So 20.1456. Okay, first what you need to do,
Find the decimal point.
yes, so here is your decimal point. Okay, so then you can go to your left hand side first. So you can identify this is your 1, then this is your 10. Okay, then now you have already gone to the extreme, right? Now let's move to the right hand side of the decimal point. So if the decimal point start here, this will be your first, second, and third, and fourth, and of course subsequently if you still have. Okay, so now the question is, we need to round off. Let's say we need to round off to 2 decimal place. Okay, so therefore the same thing, we need to identify the decimal point, right? Then of course we need to identify the first decimal place, second, third, and fourth. Am I right?
Yeah.
To round off to 2, to round off to 2, that means you want to stop at 2. Stop at 2 means stop. I don't want to see anything behind. I want to stop at 2. Okay? Round off to 2 means stop at 2. So I don't want to see anything behind. Get the point? Okay, so once you stop at here, so you draw a line here. Now, then the question you need to ask yourself is, because you round off here, right? When you round off means you want to stop at the second place. And then you need to look at the third place. Whether this third place will help you add a 1 or add anything. There is no minus. Okay? It's either add 1 or add nothing. Okay? How do you decide whether it's add 1 to the previous one place or add 0? 5 or more is add 1 to the front. If not, then you add 0. In this case, do you add 1 or you don't? You add 1. So once you add 1, so that means what you do is 20.14, you add 1 here. Here, not in front. Here, you add 1 here, this place. So therefore you end up with 20.15. Okay? Get the point? Okay? So please differentiate. When you add 1, it's not like you add 1 here. Wrong. Okay? You add 1 to the front. Can you see? You add 1 to the front. Can you see or not?
Yeah.
Okay? Let me give you one more example. Round to 1 dp decimal place. So first, this is your decimal point, right? Okay, help me out. Where's your first? Which number is first? Decimal place.
4.
Very good. First. So subsequently, second, third, and fourth. Where you stop?
The first.
Here, right?
Yeah.
So now the question you ask yourself is whether you
Round up.
or whether you plus 1 or
Nothing.
plus 0, right?
Yeah.
So in this case, it's plus 1 or plus 0.
Plus 1.
What is the reason?
Because 5 or more is plus 1.
Correct. Your this one you add to.
4.
Okay? So you end up with 30.5,
5.
right? Remember, the 1 only apply to here. Okay? So we have talked about decimal place. Now, let's go to the second concept. Significant figure. Okay? When it comes to significant figure, let me give you some example. Okay? So, to identify significant figure, so you remember this. First non-zero number is the first significant figure. Repeat after me.
First non-zero number is the first significant figure.
Repeat one more time. Let it sink in.
Non-zero number is the first significant figure.
Okay. So, can I ask? Okay, when you go to first, second, third, I'm talking about what here? I'm talking about significant figure here. Okay? I'm not talking about decimal place. Okay? If I talk about decimal place, you need to first identify where is your decimal point first. Okay? But when it comes to significant figure, do I care about where is the decimal point? Why no? Because I am not talking about decimal place here. Okay, I'm talking about significant figure. So I don't need to care about where is the decimal point. What I need to care about is the first non-zero number. So that means where is your first number here? Which two? This one, right? So therefore, this is your first figure. If this is your first figure, then where is your second?
The 1.
Yes. Then third and fourth, right? Am I right? Very good. So read this out one more time.
First non-zero number is the first significant figure.
Do you need to care about the decimal point?
No.
Very good. So I'm going to give you another question. Okay, where's the first significant figure? Where's the first significant figure? Point to me. Is this the one? Is this the one? Yes or no?
No,
Why no?
because it's a 0.
Very good. Then is this the one?
No,
Why not?
it's a 0.
Very good. So where's your first?
The 1.
Very good. So your first is here, second is here, third is here, and fourth is here. Okay? Very good. So I'm going to give you a question. Okay? Round to two significant figure. So when you round to two significant figure, so that means I need to stop at the second significant figure. But before I need to do that, I need to identify the first significant figure. This is not my first significant figure because it's just a 0.
Yeah.
The first significant is a non-zero number, right? So this is not my first, so that means this is my first, this is my second, this is my third, and this is my fourth. I want to round to two significant figures, right?
Yeah.
That means I stop at
2.
2. Okay? So when I start at 2, the question I ask of myself is whether I add 1 or I add 0. Am I right?
Yeah.
So the question here is, do I add 1 or do I add 0?
Add 1.
Why?
5 or more.
Very good. So you add 1 to this, right?
Yeah.
So if you add 1 to this here, what do you get?
So 1, 1 5.
So that's the answer. Okay? So let's see how let's see one more question. Okay, so to two decimal place and then to three significant figure. Okay, so over here the same question, I mean the same number, which is here, the same number, but you can actually find the two decimal place, and then we also can find the three significant figure for the same number. Okay, so to do decimal place, what I need to do first?
Find the decimal point.
So my decimal point is here, and then what?
Then see which one is
So which one is the first decimal place?
1.
Second, third, and fourth, right? So they say to 2, right?
Yeah.
To 2 means stop at 2, right?
Yeah.
So stop at 2, then the question I ask myself is, do I need to add 1 or add 0? So do you add 1 or add 0?
Add 1.
Why?
6.
Correct. So you add 1 to here, right?
Yeah.
So you end up with 2.16. Right?
Yeah.
Clear? Next, to three significant figures. So let me write it here. Okay? To three significant, which one is the first significant figure here?
2.
Very good. Why 2 is the one?
Because it's not 0.
Very good. So this is your first significant figure. This will be second. How come you never talk about the decimal place here? How come you never talk about the decimal point here?
Don't care about the decimal point.
Why? Why don't care about decimal
Because
point?
this is not decimal place.
Then, this is what?
Very significant figure.
Very good. So, to 3 significant figure means I need to stop at 3. Right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, stop at 3. Then I ask myself, the fourth, whether I add 1 or add 0. Do I add 1 or add 0?
Add 1.
Very good. So once you add 1, you should get 2.16. Can you see that they have the same answers,
Yeah.
but different approaches?
Yeah.
Very good. So that is the concept of decimal place and significant figure. So far so good? Okay, good. So thank you. You have done a very good job this time round.